that is a false start. And now the clerks will confer as to what they were not happy with. And I'm sure that Nigel Edwards, standing in the short chute, will administer the correct pointing of fingers to the offending pilots. Matthew Graham is thinking, please, not me again, not me again. But of course, he can't back out completely because he doesn't want to get swamped. He's on the outside line as it is, going into the first corner. If he eases off at the start, then there's going to be a whole line of drivers inside him, making life very tricky for him to get round the first couple of corners in anything approaching a respectable position. But the instructions have been given. The two front row drivers have one more chance to maintain a proper pace. And we saw a little bit of desperation in the last Cadet Army heat. Are we going to see similar here as drivers battle to stay out of the B final? Oh, somebody has pulled up and stopped. Who's that? We'll get a name check later on. Lights are out, we are racing, and Matthew Graham, far from being dropped at the start, gets a great jump, takes the lead. Out onto the banking. They stream out from under the bridge in baking sunshine. Graham has the lead, and into second has come Mario Mills, and Mills was looking aggressive going through turn 3, but Graham held him off. So the pole man not away well. Freddie Simpson Stacey is 5th. And Mario Mills looks to the inside, but Matthew Graham squeezes him. Mills backs out of it. And the two BKC Racing machines, Jack Mabin and Sam McDonnell, running 3rd and 4th. And now making their presence felt, passing Mario Mills for 2nd and 3rd. But at the end of lap number 1, here come the field. It is number 70, Matthew Graham, from number 71, Jack Mabin. How long will Mabin sit behind Graham? The answer is, well, he has no choice. Oh, he looks to the inside halfway round the banking, and he's still looking on the inside, and he finally forges ahead into turn number 3. And up Matthew Graham then gets run wide by pursuing Sam McDonnell coming out of turn 4, and loses another couple of places. Elliot Harvey, meanwhile, up into 3rd place at the expense of Mario Mills. And I think it's safe to say that we can see a renewed sense of urgency in this race as well. Nobody wants to hang back. If there's half an opportunity to pass, they will take it. And we have lost Jensen Harvey and we have lost Ben Healy-Smith. One of those two drivers, I think Jensen Harvey, retired on the rolling lap up by Bobby Game Corner. And we did see the number 84 Vision Motorsport UK kart of Healy-Smith retiring from a previous race. I hope it's not a terminal issue. The top 4 drivers begin to pull away as they go across the Litchfield Bridge and down the hill. Mabin, McDonnell, Harvey and Mills. Then a gap back to the pole man. No, that's Ben Woolridge, sorry. And the number 47 kart is next. And he is ahead of Ed Hack. And the number 13 kart, which is currently the number 13 kart of Oliver York. So Oliver, whatever problems have affected him in qualifying in the first heat, appear at the moment to be relatively solved, and he is at least he's in the top 10 as Elliot Harvey looks to the inside of Sam McDonnell for 2nd, picks up the place in the number 37 Global Karting machine. We talked about the 7 team bosses that have won GP plates. Of course, Chris Rogers of Global Karting has won 2. Elliot Harvey, he'd like the chance to win one, but to get that chance he needs to get through this race and then have a good solid run in the pre-final, or else it's going to be very, very difficult. Molly Dodd is the 26th and last kart running in the number 147, the Praga kart. Molly has improved her pace gradually over the course of the week, kept herself to herself, and has done all the laps, which is all you can ask a driver who is a seasoned rookie here at PFI. Matthew Graham, after a lightning start, is all the way back to 9th. Ed Hack is behind him in 10th. The battle going across the bridge, the glare of the sun now on the camera lens. And into the first hairpin. The number 149 kart of Ed Hack holding off a snapping Mad Croc in the form of Henry Laws, which now has a full complement of side pods. Oh, and out of the race, Ross Woodford in the number 78 S8 racing kart. That's a shame for Ross. He has shown a good turn of speed at times. The poleman, Freddie Simpson-Stacey, is down in 13th place in kart number 135. And the gap between Mabin in the lead and Harvey in second, 7/10 of a second. Oliver York in the number 13 Coles racing kart pops up with the fastest lap of the race, 59.35, and that will be a relief for Oliver, who's probably thinking, I was so rapid yesterday, what has gone wrong? Well, maybe the setup changes have worked and everything is well in the York camp. He's got a bit of work to do to maybe pick up a few more places. Still got 4 minutes to go. And Jack Mabin's 7/10 of a second advantage over Elliot Harvey. Looks like it's grown a little bit on this lap. And Harvey under pressure from Sam McDonnell. Mills in 4th. Then Wooldridge, York. Behind York, Moolsdale in the 30 and Porter in the 46. Then a gap back to Ed Hack and Henry Laws battling over 9th place, with Matthew Graham, Kyle Connolly, Ethan Pitt and the poleman now dropping to 14th. So Freddie Simpson-Stacey has had what can only be described in technical language as a shocker. Good train of karts lining up for second through the second hairpin. McDonnell now at the head of the train. He's passed Elliot Harvey, and Harvey is slotted into 3rd. Mills there in 4th, side by side a bit further back. Ed Hack, I think that is, or possibly not actually. It's a bit further back than Hack. Maybe Fraser Fennick going side by side. 25 karts running, the loss of Ross Woodford. And there goes Mabin, 1.3 seconds now in front of his teammate. And, well, after losing a little bit of pace for a few laps, Elliot Harvey has been passed by Sam McDonnell for second, but has rediscovered his pace, because he was certainly giving McDonnell a little assistance through the first chicane there. Mills, Wooldridge, York, Moolsdale and Porter waiting their turn for a shot at second place. Matthew Graham has somehow managed to scramble clear of the nightmare that is the battle for 10th place. Henry Laws, Kyle Connolly, Ed Hack, side by side down the back straight. Also in there is Ethan Pitt and our pole sitter, Freddie Simpson-Stacey. Then Fraser Fennick in 15th, Teddy Pritchard-Williams, Harrison Smith, Harrison Wedgbury, Charlie Turner and Ollie Morant is the top 20. Billy Vasilev, the TMR Developments team on the PCR Scuderia chassis, runs in 21st, with Ewan Long, Star Casey, Brandon Matchell and Molly Dodd, the remaining runners. 1 minute 45 to go. Jack Mabin's lead of 1.3 seconds looks secure. Behind him, nothing is particularly secure. There goes York into P5 at the expense of Woolridge. Elliot Harvey still has designs on second, but then again so does Mario Mills. Further back, there's the very distinctive livery number 79 of Vasilev, being passed by the equally distinctive livery of the number 72 of Charlie Hunter for the Persistence Motorsport team. And the leaders, with 1 minute to go, begin lap number 10. And Harvey now looks to the inside of McDonnell on the banking, picks up P2, and then cuts across to prevent McDonnell coming back at him. And that backs everybody up behind him. York strikes. Passes McDonnell for third. McDonnell then receives a signal from Oliver York to say, come on, let's work together and get past Elliot Harvey. Affirmative, says McDonnell, and they set about their task. Woolridge is next. Then Porter and Mooresdale. But no change for the actual lead. Jack Mabin will have increased his advantage from 1.3 seconds to at least 1.6, 1.7 seconds. Actually 1.9. And Elliot Harvey has to cut across to block a move there going into turn one from Oliver York. York backed out of it very sensibly. Now that's smart driving, and as I say that, somebody then drives at the bank, and I think that may have been, oh my goodness, is that Elliot Harvey? Yes, it is. Oh. Harvey out again. What has he got to do to buy a piece of good luck? York second, McDonnell now third. Then a gap back to Woolridge in fourth. Porter is next. Mario Mills has slipped back to eighth. So there was obviously an incident, I think, between maybe Harvey and Mario Mills. I don't know what sort of incident, but the checkered flag is out. And it's Jack Mabin with another win. York takes second from McDonald. And, a three-wide blanket finish for fourth place goes to the Chris Rogers Motorsport Kart of Morgan Porter. By a whisker over Ben Woolridge, Mario Mills in sixth, the Fusion number 30 Angus Mooresdale in seventh. Then Matthew Graham in eighth, Ed Hack ninth, and a shell-shocked Freddie Simpson-Stacey winds up in 10th after starting from pole. Kyle Connolly, Ethan Pitt, Teddy Pritchard-Williams, Harrison Wedgbury and Fraser Fennick are your top 15. And in addition to Elliot Harvey retiring, Ewan Long for Vital Motorsport parted company from the race. And again, this is maybe me just being a little bit picky, but there's been an awful lot of overtaking and driving at racing speeds and the slowing down lap. And I can understand why a driver may be feeling slightly aggrieved at losing a place. He deems to be unfairly losing a place. But then you can discuss it back in the pits. There's no need to back past 10 drivers and racing speed just to do what? Sit behind the driver that you think has wronged you? Maybe it's the heat getting to me.